Everybody, my name is Mahesh, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Denver, Colorado. And I had the honor and privilege of working with Matthew Bivens here on the one-on-one coaching platform for a period of about 4 months. And boy, was it one of the best steps I ever took in my life as far as moving forward and progressing as an individual. I came to Matthew in late 2018, and I was at a point in my life where I was really confused. I didn't know which path I wanted to take. As a father of three beautiful little girls and a beautiful wife, a self-made entrepreneur with multiple businesses, and just so many priorities in life. I was being pulled in different directions and not really taking care of my true self and my true mind. So I, as a person that's proactive about self development and such, I always am into readings, podcasts, and website, TED Talks, you name it. I've been there. But podcasts in particular really piqued my interest because I can really zone in on a couple messages at different times during my day. But I came across a specific podcast, as you might know as Having It All. And the message I heard there was so awesome. Within about 2-3 episodes of his, however many countless episodes he has, 200, 300 now, I think. Within those 2-3 episodes, the messages that he was talking about really resonated within myself. And I was able to connect to what experiences he's had in life and the depth of knowledge that he was serving through this podcast. And I was like, mind blown that this gentleman had so much insight on these different avenues of thought. And so I decided to reach out to him. I mean, he always invites anyone or anybody to come out and approach. He's very welcoming in that respect. And so I threw out an email, and I was so surprised within a day or two he got back to me like that. I mean, there's been so many instances where I've reached out to, self-help gurus out there, and your email goes into cyberspace, but not with Matthew. It was so cool to hear him get back to me so quick. So from there, we just kind of moved into a 15-minute call. That 15-minute call really did a lot because it really assessed where I was at and let me tell him my side of the story and where I wanted to go, the purpose of life I wanted to live. And within that 15 minutes, I think we established a connection so quick that we decided to move forward and jump into it wholeheartedly. It was probably one of the best moves I ever made because week after week, we dove into different topics, and it was so amazing how much I was suppressing in my mind, how much self-doubt I had, how much scarcity is a big word that you'll talk about. Just in all aspects of life, you'll talk about tanks, different tanks being full, either you've heard about him referencing about the 6 F's: family, finance, fitness, fun, you name it. A lot of those tanks for me were on the depleted side. I wasn't really investing time and effort into that. I didn't really have the tools, per se, to really know and grasp the knowledge. So with Matthew, he really gave me an approach. He gave me some guidance as a mentor and really gave me the tools to attack those areas that were empty in my life. I kind of see it like a reboot. Like if you're working on a computer for X amount of years, and over time that cache will overflow and it'll slow your system down, right? And that's kind of where I was at as a now 41-year-old male. It was tough because I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. And as your computer kind of gets slow over time, you need that reboot. And I feel like Matthew was that reboot for me. He really kickstarted a lot of my thought processes, getting me out of that scarcity thought. Words of I have to were now slowly going away, being replaced by words like choose to be successful, choose to be honorable. The words like courageous started to surface, all within myself. He wasn't teaching or preaching or doing any of that, which I just loved, because so many of these self-help places or sites you go to, they list X, Y, and Z. You got to do this in a 12-step program, and you're going to be awesome, just like that. Well, guess what? It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that at all. The thing I liked about Matthew is he was himself. He was authentic, as his mission statement says. He's bold in his word. And the one thing I loved about it most is he holds you accountable. Accountability is huge when you dive into something like this, because you need someone that's going to be there on the other side, not necessarily getting in your grill, pushing you and telling you to do 30 push-ups and you're going to be ripped the next day. No, that's not Matthew. He's going to be the guy that's going to give you some attainable goals, attainable accountability, things that you can slowly progress over. And that's one thing that was awesome week to week working with Matthew. We talked into things like values, principles, living a principle-based type life, continually sharpening the saw, and being proactive was another big thing for me. And these are just minor things that you'll tap into in the conversations. And the thing that's awesome is you'll gain so much from yourself in this process, and you'll tap into those scarce thoughts and address them. And that's what's going to make you a little stronger going through this whole process. So, moving through the course with him, or through the coaching sessions, we recognized a lot of my gifts and talents. Was a topic that was addressed. And eventually we moved into a big thing, as he indicates, the North Star, something to guide you along the way. And that was the mission statement. And it took us a good 4 months, week to week, just really grinding and applying all the things, all the tools that he presents. And it culminated with developing that mission statement. So now I can go to that and continually be reminded every little word in that mission statement was the progress that I made with Matthew over that 4-month period. And mind-blowing when we came up with what we did. So all in all, I think this course, diving into it, is awesome. But it's not for the faint of heart. He's going to be bold with you. He's going to be authentic with his voice, and he's going to not necessarily push you, but you're going to have to push and open yourself up. He talks so much about having it all. On the flip side, I now look at it as we have to go all in, and that's the approach that I went in with. Really open-minded, really diving into those so-called skeletons in the closet, and just being bold within myself and within my speech, within my own being, to get to where I wanted to be. Having faith in the process. Don't get me wrong, I had no clue who Matthew was, coming from the east coast of Atlanta. I'm all the way here on the west coast in Denver. How did we connect? Because we had the same conceptual mind work. The timing was great, and I'm forever grateful. And it's such a privilege to have worked with Matthew, and it's just the beginning. Through this process you'll go through, it's not going to end, in my opinion. As soon as your coursework is over, he's not going to cut connections with you. We'll still be very good friends moving forward, and I feel like I've made a lifelong partnership and friend out of this as well. So Any questions I have, any problems I have in life, yeah, I'll shoot him a quick video or Instagram message, and I know that I can confide in this guy, and I have his trust, and likewise he'll have yours before you know it. So he's very bold and authentic, and he comes full beast mode, like his mission statement says, and I love it about him. So I encourage you guys to all go all in, and just really explore yourself, because it's going to really take you far. Like I said, this is only the beginning. It doesn't end with this course. I'm not nearly anywhere close to where I want to eventually be, but I got the tools now to help me guide me in that process. So, but reach out if you need any, if you have any doubt. Feel free to go through Matthew and give me a personal call. I'd love to talk more about it to anyone, or anybody that might have doubts of entering a program like this, or see if there's any validity to it. Because as an entrepreneur, I always like to find out my sources before diving in, and it's without a doubt people are going to have questions.